Hello everyone, happy Chinese New Year! The biggest Chinese reunion festival, Chunjie, the Spring Festival. It is a 15-day celebration that begins on the first day of the lunar calendar and is time for families to gather, feast, exchange gifts, and decorate their homes with red lanterns and other symbols of good luck. The Spring Festival, Chinese New Year, the spirit of reunion of a family, is the ultimate belief of we Chinese. In addition, the Spring Festival is also celebrated in other countries such as Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Vietnam, Korea, and the Philippines, etc. They each have developed their own unique ways of celebrating the New Year. Come on, tell us, how is the Spring Festival celebrated in your country? 2023 is the year of rabbit. In traditional Chinese culture, the auspicious image of rabbit is most well known for Yu Tu, the jade rabbit who lived with Chang'e, the moon fairy, in the Huanghan Palace. During the Ming and Qing dynasties, it became the figure of people's worship. Today's video, I'm going to tell the funny story about how the rabbit got its order in the Chinese Zodiac, and why Asian people in my homeland treat the rabbit as an icon of good health and long lives. Yu Tu was regarded as a kind-hearted guardian who relieved the sufferings of people all over the world and a symbol of health and longevity. Toy Year, Grandpa Rabbit is a mascot toy for children based on the figure of Yu Tu, the mainstream in Beijing. Rabbit is number 4 in 12 cell, the Chinese Zodiac, which is in relation to Mao, of the 12 earthly branches according to Daoism. It refers to a certain time in the natural day, from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m., also known as the rabbit hours. The rabbit is one of the 12 zodiac animals in 12 cell. According to Chinese mythology, Yu Di, the Jade Emperor, who ruled the celestial realm, held a race to determine the 12 zodiac animals. Speaking of which, let us see how the rabbit ended up number 4 through the race with the cattle. Once upon a time, the rabbit and the cattle were neighbors who got along well and became each other's bro. The cattle lived its life by hard working. The rabbit had its cleverness and capabilities for a living. Both of them were having good lives. One day, the rabbit who was good at long-distance running showed off to the cattle.
I am the long-distance running champion in the whole world. No one can outrun me.
Cattle humbly asked the rabbit for teaching, yet the rabbit rejected him by saying,
The native advantage is no way to be learned besides long-distance running requires you a lightweight body. I am afraid you will never be able to run fast with just that figure.
The cattle's heart was half chilled by the rabbit's words, yet they never bought the rabbit's boasting. Since then, the cattle began practicing long-distance running. With a strong and indomitable mind, the cattle finally managed to cast himself a pair of iron feet, with a razor tail and his hooves move like wind blast. He never get tired, running for days and nights. The day Yue Huang Dadi set the arrangement for the 12 cell order, the first 12 of all the animals, whoever arrived first, will be the zodiac according to the rules. The cattle and the rabbit made an agreement that they raced for the title all the way to Tianting, the celestial palace, as long as the rooster crows for the first time. As the rooster crowed, the cattle woke up and found the rabbit had already run away alone. A while later, the rabbit stopped running and turned his head. No sign of any animal. Then thought to himself that he got up the earliest today and was the fastest runner, so even if he take a short nap, the number 1 of 12 cell would still be secure. Before the thought even ended, he fell asleep on the grass right away. Although the cattle was lagging behind, with his tenacious endurance and iron feet, he worked hard and ran to Tianting ahead of anyone else while the rabbit was still sleeping soundly. The rabbit was awakened by a series of hurried footsteps. He looked around, It turned out the tiger just swiftly ran past like a gust of wind. Now the rabbit was worried and chased after him in a hurry. Unfortunately, he was a step too slow. Eventually, he still fell behind the tiger. The persistent cattle were having the number one. There was an opportunistic little mouse squatting behind the horns of the cattle, who sneaked the number one title by leaping from the cattle's head right before he was about to hit the finish line. The rabbit only ranked 4th, while the top 3 were the mouse, the cattle, and the tiger. The rabbit felt so upset and down that he lost to the cattle who he once ridiculed. The rabbit then lived in a hole and fit underground ever since. However, there's another version of the story where the rabbit cleverly asked other animals for help and hopped on the back of the cattle, who carried it to the finish line. Yu Di was pleased with the rabbit's resourcefulness and determination, and it was named as the 4th animal in the zodiac cycle. Well, which version is your favorite? Yu Tu, the jade rabbit, was originally known as Dao Yao Tu, the rabbit who pounds herbs. During the Han Dynasty over 2,000 years ago, the image of a rabbit as a symbol of good luck had not yet been solidified into the jade rabbit of the Moon Palace. Instead, it was depicted as a rabbit with an ethereal quality that pounds herbs. Rabbits making herbs can be seen in many paintings and artworks of Han Dynasty. Some are drawn standing on 2 legs like an immortal being, some are even winged, a significant decorative theme. The legend of Dao Yao Tu comes from ancient Chinese mythology, the story of Nü Wa bending the sky. Legend says Nü Wa descended to earth to teach 9 rabbits, the 9 spiritual rabbits, skills of pounding elixir that can be used to mend the sky. Only these 9 rabbits could withstand the lethal wind and fire of the burning sky unscathed, while pounding elixir needed. Upon completion of the Great Mission, so did the lives of the 9 rabbits, and Nü Wa reused their bones to magically create an iron rabbit, the Dao Yao Tu. The souls and spirits of the 9 valiant rabbits who helped save the world were thereby inherited. Dating back to the pre-Qin era, the Chinese believed that rabbit's nature was yin, echoing the moonlight's extreme yin energy. A great poet in ancient China, Qu Yuan, had once raised a question. What a god, moonlight of the night, so dead yet so alive. What good's in it for the moon? A rabbit in its womb? In the Han Dynasty, with the prevalence of Daoism, people pursued health cultivation and immortality with unprecedented frenzy. The rabbit who pounds herb was regarded by the people of the Han Dynasty as an auspicious symbol of longevity and immortality. Poetry Dong Tao Xing states, the rabbit nailed down and smashed herbs to make the so-called toe pills. A portion in a plate made of jade was served to your majesty. Be an immortal by taking one of these. The toe pills were the elixir of immortality as legend tells. This reflects the fact that people worship the herbs pounding rabbits so commonly in the Han Dynasty, while also marks people's fascination with the elixir-making rabbit at the time. Dao Yao Tu might show up as a single figure in some portraits of the Han Dynasty, sometimes appear to be one of the animals in the auspicious business group in portraits that theme ascending to immortality. In some other arts, accompany the Queen Mother of the West, Si Wang Mu, having a great impact for identifying the Queen Mother of the West. Jiu Wei Hu, the nine-tailed fox, is a peculiar animal in ancient myths and legends, saying it has an aura of millenniums, and also symbolizes longevity. San Zhu Niao, the 3-legged bird, is of yang nature, while Yu Tu, the jade rabbit, represents the yin essence or the moon. Si Wang Mu gathered the yang essence of San Zhu Niao, the yin essence of Yu Tu, and the longevity aura of Jiu Wei Hu. All this were processed by Dao Yao Tu's pounding to make the toe pill, the elixir of life. Therefore, in the portraits of the Queen Mother of the West, she was always accompanied by herbs pounding rabbits that are concentrating on making the medicine of immortality. Hence, the rabbit who pounds herbs has a significant place in the celestial region ruled by Si Wang Mu and Dong Wang Gong, the king of the East. People with romances in Han Dynasty portray the fantastic little bunny into the fairy world they long for. In a small ancestral hall in Jiaxing, Shandong province, there hangs a drawing of Yutu that pounds herbs. Two standing rabbits are so focused in making the elixir, which is full of romanticism. In the long stream of ages, the auspicious image of the rabbit was gradually known to be the Yutu, with the popularization of the Mid-Autumn Festival, while the herbs pounded rabbit that made the immortal elixir was gradually merged with the Yutu. Thus, Daoist is inextricably linked with Yutu. It is said that Yutu was created by the strength of Daoist and the painstaking efforts of Huatu, the fire rabbit, which is of great significance. Yutu carries the spiritual elements of Daoist, which represents the characteristics of insisting on responsibilities, and is regarded as a spiritual symbol that symbolizes caring care and positive energy of justice. At the end of the video, I want to say Happy New Year to you. No matter where you're from, people from all over the world shall be blessed by the prestigious New Year festival. I hereby wish all of us a wonderful year of the rabbit. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and subscribe. Stay tuned at Don't Be Serious for more Chinese urban legends and Chinese mythology stories. Until then, I will see you in the myth.